Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing well, and today we are going to be talking about a movie I found called House Shark. Hi everyone, I'm Haley. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing well. And the other day I was thinking about a series we could do on a channel where I watch things so you don't have to. So, on this week's segment of I Watched It So You Don't Have To, we have House Shark. There really is so much to talk about with this movie. It is crazy. So, when you look at it, for a first glance, you're just like, oh, it's just one of those typical badly made, low-budget shark movies. But then you think about it again. It's called House Shark. House Shark. How can a shark be in a house? I don't know. I watched the movie and I still don't really know half of what happened in it, to be honest. It was all over the place with the plot. It was 2 hours long. A bad shark movie is good. In time, it is good. They're funny because they're so badly made. And there even could be a little bit of a scare factor, even if it's just the slightest. But when it's 2 hours long, the jokes get boring, and the plot is just either wiped away, like, what am I even watching anymore? I don't remember, I don't care. Or, again, it gets boring. So, we are going to be talking about the good and the bad of House Shark. I'd also like to take the time during this video to read some reviews I read about House Shark. This one has 6 stars, gross, ridiculously, but damn funny and shocking. The movie was so bad you gotta give it credit. You keep looking to see how much worse it can get. Truth is, it is funny in a stupid way, and I finished it, and though gross and ridiculous, it had its moments and was very funny. The next review we have is from Luke Poulton on Twitter. Last night I watched House Shark, and I don't think I'll ever see a scene in a film again where a woman gets pulled down a toilet by a shark. This film was also 1 hour and 52 minutes. A film like this should never be that long. Hashtag House Shark, hashtag bad movie. The picture for House Shark is actually pretty cool. Like, when you just look at, like, the poster for the movie, you would think, oh, this is probably a pretty well done movie, or at least a pretty well done poster. And I have to say, it is. When you look at the poster, you're like, oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. Same thing with a cartoon drawing of the poster, which again, I think it's really cool that they did too, and I like both of them. I actually did some research for this, and I looked up reviews, and I watched another video about it, reviewing it, and I watched the movie. So I can say that this movie does actually have a pretty good rating. It has a 5.2 out of 10, which I think is being graceful and giving them a lot more than they actually deserve. This movie looked like it was edited on iMovie, and I'm editing this on iMovie, so that shows something. If I can do it, and you're trying to make a movie out of it, don't try. I'm not good with computers, so just actually get a good editing software. Like, this went on Amazon Prime, and it was done in 2017. That is actually pretty recent, and I'm very surprised about on Amazon Prime. The writer of this movie has done other movies in the similar genre of, like, low-budget comedy/horror, and he's actually a pretty well-known name in that genre. The writer of the movie does give us a little bit of a background on how he came up with the idea of House Shark. So he did originally aspire to write a shark movie. But one day when he was like outside, he heard like ice on his window, and he was like, oh, there's zombies on my roof. And then he thought, what about a zombie apocalypse where it's only inside people's houses? And then he was like, but I don't want to do a zombie movie. How about it's sharks? So I still don't really get where the idea comes from, even though I do have this background. And even in the movie, which it does eventually get to the reason why there's a shark in the house, I still don't really understand it. Now I'm going to show you the trailer.
What are you still doing up?
I heard a noise.
Stay right there.
Yeah, I read the police report. They looked. They didn't find anything.
Wait, did you hear something, John?
It was some kind of freak suction built up in the pipes from the waste station.
But what did the coroner say? What did he write at first? He said it looked like a shark attack.
Shark! House shark!
That's what I saw for the first time. The house shark hit the blackest of eyes. Cold and dark. A porn star's anus before it's bleached.
That was a big Mama Jama tooth. I need to think.
I'll catch this nugget for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. Bad fish or mammal or sharky thing.
House shark!
So what's the plan?
We're gonna have to go in there.
In the house?
Well, we're not gonna find the house shack in a mall. We'll find the mall shack in a mall, but we're looking for a house shack. None of my words! Pinch it off, Frank!
Get out the way!
Don't wait for me! Shut him off! Shut us down!
Now that you see the trailer, you might get a little bit of what the film quality of this movie was and the plot. But in case you didn't, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the plot. So, as you can tell from the trailer, the main character is Frank, who is an ex-sheriff who left the force, and that's a big theme in the movie. And he lives with his son, and he goes out like on this date, and his son, who is supposed to be, I'm almost positive the character of his son is supposed to be like 7 or 8 by the characteristics he acts, but he does curse, but the way he acts, like, oh, can you leave the light on? Oh, I'm scared. Like, that's kind of like an 8-year-old vibe, so I'm not exactly sure. But he's played by like a 14-year-old kid, so I did kind of find that a little bit funny. And the babysitter, I was like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And she gets fully undressed and naked to sit on the toilet. Fully undressed and naked. And I understand why they do this for these movies, because the appeal is so people watch these movies for that, even if they're horrible. So I do understand it in that aspect of her getting fully undressed, but it was just extreme. She gets fully undressed, she sits on the toilet, and I don't even know what to say. She goes, period fart, and it was just so weird. It was just so weird, guys. It was so weird. The movie was really messed up. But anyway, then the fully naked woman gets eaten on the toilet, and the dad has to pull her off the toilet, and she gets eaten, and then he gets scared. Living outside, and he goes on this adventure to find other people to hunt the house shark down with, and he finds Abraham, a ex-real estate agent who's always drunk. When I'm saying this is probably the most annoying character in a movie ever. And then Zachary, who it does a German accent, but at the end of the movie you'll find out that he's just doing the accent and he's not an actual house shark expert and he created the shark. So there's a lot going on in this movie. There's definitely mixtures of plot. If you want to see exactly what the house shark model looked like, I'm going to put it on the screen. I do believe that the house shark was actually 2 different parts and that they just used them at different times, because the back half wasn't only used in, I'm going to say, 1 scene. There was lots of trying of special effects being done in this movie. Not many of them worked, but they were trying. This movie was funny, just probably not in the way it was tended to be. This movie definitely did not have one straightforward plot, so if you do want to see more about this movie, do check it out because it definitely will give you a good laugh. Overall, I'm not going to say I did not laugh at this movie because I definitely did. It was funny at times, and the thing was, when watching it, halfway through, I was like, was this supposed to be a serious film? Like a Jaws and like a Three-Headed Shark? Like, yes, Three-Headed Shark is bad, but it definitely can tell that it's supposed to be like Jaws. Or is it supposed to be a comedy and a parody of itself? There was definitely lots of jokes. Most of them were not well hitting. For the fact that there was like 3 to 4 shark attacks in the whole film. And most of it was just 3 characters talking to each other, and one of the characters no one could stand. And there was just this one weird part in the movie where he just starts crying. Frank, the main character, just starts crying, and boogers, fake boogers clearly, are going down his face, and he just spits at a woman by accident. And what? Well, like, it was funny. I did laugh, but I don't think it was supposed to be funny. Half the things I laughed at were not supposed to be jokes. Like, in the water scene, when they were in the basement, you could see the fishing line holding the stuff in the basement. And I found that hilarious, but it wasn't supposed to be a joke. Most of the jokes in the film were sex or potty humor, and some of them were funny, but most of them just weren't. Overall, it did have some good things about it. It did have a lot of bad things. And I'm going to give it, for my first, I watched it so you don't have to, I'm going to give House Shark a 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe because I would like to know if you like this one so I can do more and make this a series. We are only 1 subscriber away from 20, which isn't a lot, but it means the world to me. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time.